Hi, this is Tara from HealingCrystals.com, and today we're going to talk about putting together a crystal energy grid that will work with the astrological energies for the month. So on February 18th, the sun moved into Pisces, and that's the last sign of the zodiac. So we've reached the end of the astrological calendar. And, just like the end of anything, Pisces is a time of reflection, where you think back about what has happened and what hasn't happened, and it's a time to rest. It's a time to rejuvenate and kind of gather your resources and, start thinking about what's ahead, but you're kind of like gathering your strength and your energy so that when, March 20th hits and the sun moves into Aries and spring comes, you're ready to take off on whatever is next. So here's some of the crystals that I'm suggesting that we use in our grid. Once again, this is your personal grid, okay? The grid goes with your intention and the energy that you put into it. So if there are crystals that you feel more comfortable with, if there's crystals that speak to you, definitely use those, okay? So I'm going to be using an aquamarine for the center of my grid, and I'm it doesn't want to stay still. It's very excited. I'm going to be using an aquamarine for the center of the grid. It's a lovely crystal that works with the energy of Pisces. And one of the things that I like about Pisces is that maybe it's because it's at the end of the zodiac. It kind of embodies a lot of the elements of all of the other signs. It's got the fire energy in it, and it has it's a water sign, but it also has fire, air, and earth energy, as part of its energy as you're feeling it. So what I like about the aquamarine is that I think it will help you when you're reflecting on actions that you have or haven't taken, which would be a fire energy. It will help you as you start to dream and you start to think about what it is that you want next, and that's your air energy. And it's going to help you figure out the kind of steps. It's going to help you feel in the present and take a look around and see what you've got going on right now. So there's your earth energy. And then the water element, which under this sign is the most important, the water element comes in and helps you realize how you feel about all that, because in the end, that's what matters. You could do the greatest things in the world. You could have the greatest job and the greatest everything in your life. But if you're not happy, if it's not making you feel good, then it's not right for you. And that's what aquamarine and what Pisces energy can help you to figure out. The new moon this month actually broke tradition. And it was again in the sign of Aquarius. So this is our second Aquarius new moon of the year, and it'll be our last new moon in Aquarius. And it was also a supermoon again, so you might have felt the energy very intensely. And once again, remember, even though I know we're shooting this a couple of days after, it's already passed, the energy is still there. Energy never goes away. So you can still draw upon this energy. I'm going to be using a charoite to work with this energy this month, and I think a good thing to focus on is yourself. A lot of times we think about everybody else and what we can do for everybody else, but when Aquarius reminds us that in order to take care of others, we have to take care of ourselves, and that is a good focus for this month. And then we have our full moon is on March 5th, and that's going to be in in Virgo. It's going to be in the earth sign Virgo, which is wonderful. Practical, analytical. You need to figure out, you could have all the greatest dreams and the greatest ideas, and here's what I want to have happen. Virgo's going to help you figure it out. It's going to help you figure out a plan. Virgo loves to succeed, and that's what this energy can help you do. I'm going to be using an Amazonite for that. Amazonite is one of my favorite crystals to use whenever you're looking for strength and endurance. And that, I think that will really capture the Virgo energy of the full moon this month. And then our quarters, just like they always are going to be a couple of other significant transits that we have going on. again, if you read the horoscopes daily or weekly, or and you're feeling there's a transit that has more meaning to you, definitely incorporate that into your healing grid. For me, when I looked at them, some of the ones that I thought were pretty important, and I'm looking over here because I just can't remember them. Mars has moved into Aries. That's going to be happening on, it already happened. That happened on February 19th. It's probably why I'm a little hyper. Mars is the warrior planet. Mars doesn't want to wait around for anybody. So Mars rushed ahead into Aries. And that's really good energy to get you moving also. The winter, and we just went through a retrograde period. A lot of that, it can make you feel just kind of lackadaisical, and it can be hard to get going again. Mars in Aries will definitely get you going, and in a positive way. And what I like about having that energy now is that you've got the Pisces energy to kind of calm it down a little bit, so it's not quite as aggressive as it normally is. So I'm going to be using a brachiated jasper for that. Pardon me. Again, I like brachiated jasper. It's very practical, very earthy energy. Then we've got Jupiter and Pluto. They're in a transit on February 27th, and they're going to be having you're going to be wondering about what it is that not wondering about what you want, but wondering if what you want is what's right for you. And that's a good thing, because that will give you time to really think about things, and it gives you an opportunity to consider if there's anything that you've missed or anything that maybe needs reconsideration. It gives you a chance to make adjustments. Don't look at it as being negative. Don't let the energy try to beat you up by saying, oh, you know what, I want too much, I can't do this. No, you can do anything, and you can never want too much. It's just that, there may be things that you haven't considered yet, and this will help you figure ways around them. It's also very creative energy. So I'm going to be using a blue kyanite for that. Blue kyanite is very good for positive mental thoughts, and I think that will be very helpful there. And then, I'm going to skip the bottom left for the last one. I'm going to jump over to the bottom right. Jupiter and Uranus is going to be in a trine on March 3rd. That's a very positive energy. That's, Jupiter and Uranus, expansion and rebellion, and they're coming together, and they're going to help you figure out ways to just bring new and exciting things into your life, and that's the kind of energy that you want to go into the spring with. And I'm going to be using a prasiolite for that. Because prasiolite is also a green amethyst, and it's good. If you've been losing faith, okay, if you feel like things are not progressing the way that you would like them to, and they're not supposed to be right now, this is a time of rest. That could be hard for a lot of people. I know it's always hard for me, because I'm always ready to go, and I'm not good at sitting back and waiting. This will remind you, have faith. It's all going to come in time. Prasiolite can really help you with that, and so can this energy. Remind you that everything happens in its good time, and things are all going to work out. And then on what day is it? March 16th. On March 16th, Uranus and Pluto are in a square. This is the last of 7 squares between Uranus and Pluto that began in 2012. These two planets in a square, it causes upheaval. That's all there is to it. You've probably read about it. I know I've written things about it. Other astrologers have talked about it. We've all talked about it. This is the end of it. This is going to be the last one on March 16th. And in a lot of respects, I'm sorry to see it go. And I'm going to share a little personal thing about these aspects. When I started thinking about them, I went back to 2012 in my head, and I realized at that time, that was when I made a very radical career choice. A career choice that seemed crazy at the time. I took a very big step back in my career. That if I had asked anybody about it, they would have been like, "Are you nuts?" But I did it anyway because it felt right. And I followed my instincts, and that choice that I made, while it seemed at the time like I was going backwards, it propelled me so far forward. I never could have imagined. I couldn't have. So, you know, I'm sharing that with you because I want you to feel comfortable with this energy. Don't feel like it's bad energy, like it's something that's going to take you, that it's going to cause you challenges or anything like that. It might give you some radical ideas, and you might want to follow those ideas as long as you're not hurting yourself or anybody else. If you get some kind of wild and crazy idea, I would say give it a shot and see where it goes, because it could be sending you right where you need to be. So that's going to be happening again. That's going to be on March 16th, and you know, it's. I'm going to suggest a lapis lazuli for that. I like lapis lazuli because it's a stone of courage. It's actually one of the most possibly written about stones, lapis lazuli. If you look up the history of it, I mean, you know, leaders and warriors of going far, far back always wore a lapis lazuli. It will make you clever. It will make you fearless. It will make you, you know, willing to try something new if it feels right for you. And that's what makes things great. So that's going to be the core, and then as always, I suggest that you surround it with amplifying crystals. I always suggest that you choose one crystal that just kind of embodies the spirit of the month. I'm going to go with a blue lace agate, because I like blue lace agate for being thoughtful and mindful and peaceful. And then I'm going to be using clear quartz for the rest of it, because I just love clear quartz and I always use clear quartz. But you know, if you have any other crystal, amethyst also would be a lovely one to surround your grid with, or if you have anything else that you feel like it amplifies the energy, you know, definitely feel free to do that. Remember to clean, you know, to clear the energies from your grid throughout the month. Don't be afraid to change the grid throughout the month. You know, if you feel like something needs to be adjusted, go for it. And the most important part, as always, is to set your intention. What do you hope this grid to bring for you for the month? Don't forget to check out our daily and weekly horoscopes on healingcrystals.com. Have a wonderful month of February. I am so excited because the next one we'll be doing will be for spring, and I'm so ready for spring. Have a great month. Thanks.